Few queues have emerged, forcing many consumers and motorists to engage in panic buying, just as many retail outlets, especially those owned by the independent marketers, are selling above the regulated price. Reports have emerged that only retail stations owned by the major Oil Marketers Association of Nigeria, MOMAN, are dispensing products and selling at the regulated price of 170 naira per litre, while some stations owned by Independent Petroleum Marketers Association of Nigeria, IPMAN, sell between 200 naira and 210 respectively. As the fuel scarcity situation worsens, we need to understand the causes and the continued effect that is having and what it is having on consumers and businesses. To help us look at the issue, we have Bala Zakar, oil and gas analyst, who joins us virtually. Good morning. Good morning.
Thank you. Good morning. Am I audible enough?
Yes, you are. You are fantastic. Now let's keep this going. What do you make of this new development around the fuel scarcity that we're experiencing in the country?
Well, for me, it is not anything strange. I knew that we are going to experience this, and I know that it is going to get worse. But the reasons are not far-fetched. It is very clear that our country leaders have insisted or are finding it comfortable that we should remain an import-dependent country, especially when it comes to refined petroleum products. Because I'm telling you this because I know that if a government of a country wants to do something, that government can do it. The government of our country wants election to hold in 2023. And as I speak to you now, nobody can stop election from holding in 2023. When we used to be young, we used to say, no, in that if I borrow the phrase we used to use when we were young, I can tell you that no Jupiter can stop Nigeria from holding elections in 2023. So in like manner, if our country leaders want our refineries to work, if they want us to stop importation, if they want us to have abundant petrol, abundant diesel, kerosene and aviation fuel, no Jupiter can stop it. I mean, we have always said that they are using the wrong model. You can see that they are very comfortable with importation.
Yes, if I may come in here. Let me come in here. You mentioned something about the model. What model then should we be applying now?
The model must be, we must make sure that the first thing that happens is we refine internally. Secondly, we must also make sure that we are those exporting refined petroleum products, because all oil producing nations, whether they are OPEC members or non-OPEC members, this is their period of boom.
Yes.
They are refining and processing these crude products and are making them or crystallizing them into refined products, and they are making so much money. But it is only in Nigeria that we are importing close to about 70 million liters per day. I tell you, recently I had a discussion and somebody from an international finance body said even if we refine internally, the highest we are going to save will be like 10 naira per liter. And I said, okay, if there will even be savings, that means if we were importing or are importing 70 million liters per day, multiply that by the savings of 10 naira. That means every day we are going to save 70 million liters multiplied by 10 naira. That will be 700 million naira per day. Multiply the savings by a week, per month, and per year. So for Nigerian government to still be in a leader, not to see something wrong with importation, it only tells you that they don't want to change from the model we are using. And if it continues like that, the country will collapse. It is clear now that they are going through the back door to make sure they remove subsidy on the only product remaining. I don't have a problem, but the question I'm going to ask is direct and simple.
Okay.
They removed subsidy on diesel and said it was going to be better, there will be the investor and the rest. Because of the removal of subsidy on the price of diesel price rose from 80 naira to 200 naira. I mean, to get liter today.
Yeah.
Let the government show us one investor that has come in.
Okay.
Let them show us if the companies are doing well. As I speak to you, I'm not in your studio.
Yeah.
And I'm somewhere now for the program. I want to believe even in your studio you are running on diesel at the rate of 800 naira per liter. Tell me how you will be able to break even. And the first scarcity we are talking about now is because there is no electricity. People cannot afford diesel, so they are all turning towards petrol to be able to run their little generators to carry out activities. So, and as we speak right now, there is no petrol for cars, there is no petrol for diesel. Even if you go with your check to buy petrol or to use in your generator, you will not be allowed. And everybody knows we don't drink petrol. Yes. It's because there is no electricity. We cannot afford diesel. So all we need will be petrol for our cars and our generators, and still we cannot get. Doesn't that tell you that the model we are using today will collapse and grind this economy into the valley?
All right. Well, one thing again is, you've mentioned deregulation. The regulation has always been on the lips of the federal government, of many analysts. But why is it so that even though we've not fully deregulated, we're already witnessing this? Will the regulation put a stop to something like this?
It will not. Had it been, it will put a stop. They have deregulated the price of diesel.
Yes.
Have you seen now that they have deregulated? Are the factories recruiting more people? Even in your studio, is your cost of energy and cost of operation cheaper? Go to the banks and see many banks and financial institutions now open around 10 a.m. and they close around 3 p.m. The only reason is because energy cost has gone high. And as I speak to you, Nigeria has a population of nearly 200 million citizens, and electricity generation is less than 10,000 megawatts. How can you run a country of 200 million citizens on an electricity generation of less than 10,000 megawatts? Do you need anybody to tell you that we need to look for other sources of energy? So the first thing people will need to understand is, even the petrol we are talking about, we are not going to drink it. And as we speak now, you deregulated the price of aviation fuel. What is happening in the aviation industry? We are only seeing mass cancellation of flights and delays. So what we want, and people like me are telling the government, is that concept of deregulation is going to further collapse and destroy this economy, because they have deregulated the prices of 3 products: diesel, kerosene, and aviation fuel. Let the government show us one benefit. And if the government cannot show us one benefit that they have derived from the deregulation of the prices of those 3 products, the only product that is remaining is now petrol. And if government still insists and remove it, that means the government is actually dancing to the tune or the dictation of someone else. Because even a market woman, a village woman, everybody knows that we need energy. You don't have electricity in the country. You cannot afford diesel. Even the generator, maintaining generator is a problem. How do they expect TV studios like you to operate? How do they expect the barber to operate? How do they expect somebody in the barbing salon or hairdressing salon to operate? How do they expect cars to move around and carry food and other things around? It's very clear that, something is wrong. Yeah. And I don't want to believe that the economic leaders we have do not know what is happening. And if they think they are under pressure from somebody,
now let me come in here now.
Let them come out and say it.
Yeah, let me come in here now. NNPC is the sole importer of petroleum products into the country, and there have been clamor by so many quarters that they should allow other importers to come into the space. Do you agree with this?
The first thing is importation should be seen as a taboo. Importation should be seen as leprosy. Those countries that are refining and we go to buy from them, if refining is not a good business, it's not profitable, why are they refining? Why is it that from our own part we don't want to see internal refining and distribution as a good model? Are we saying those countries that are refining their crude oil and we go there to buy diesel, petrol, kerosene, aviation fuel, and the rest? Are we saying that those countries and their leaders or economic leaders are fools? So for me, importation is like a leprosy. Importation is like allowing yourself to get into a sickness that will eventually become cancerous and kill you. And as we speak today, importation has almost made Nigeria to be suffering from malignant economy. And it's very clear, and I stand to be challenged by anybody.
Okay, now let's have your final thoughts regarding the fuel scarcity issue. What's the way forward, especially with the Yuletide period coming now, which is we see fuel scarcity always making a presence. Let's have your final thought.
My final thought is, please, I am begging the government of this country. If nobody is seeing me, but I am on my knees begging. The way the government and leaders of this country insisted that the election was held in 2023, and with their insistence, election was held. Please let them insist that refining must take place internally, and we should become Nigeria should become an exporter rather than an importer. If they insist like that, our refineries will work.
Well, this is a very good place to hold the conversation. I know there's still much more to look into, but I will have to let you go here, Mr. Balazaka.
Thank you, and keep telling our leaders that though we are upset or feeling angry, but we are still praying for them to succeed.
Indeed, we
let
are.
them do the right thing.
Indeed, we are. Thank you very much for appearing on the show.
Thank you.
Yeah, still to come, Brent crude futures rose by 28 cents or 0.33% to trade around 85.62%, while the U.S. West Texas Intermediate crude futures climbed 49 cents or 0.49%. More details of this and more after this break.